If you're wondering what's going on with the Pixel tablet in 2026, is there a new version coming, and is this one still worth it in 2026? Well, let's talk about it. Now, some of this information I found online, so I would always take that with a grain of salt, but apparently there was going to be a Pixel Tablet 2, but then temporarily put on the back burner. Then the engineers at Google reportedly shifted to working on a Pixel laptop, which will be running a desktop class hybrid operating system. It looks like they're treating the current first gen Pixel tablet as more of a long-term product for smart homes. Instead of coming out with a new tablet every year, they're just doing major software updates and adding new features like their desktop or PC productivity mode to see how users adapt to the hardware before coming out with a second gen device, which sounds like it will have its own keyboard and stylus directly from Google. So that's definitely good to see. I still like the build quality on this. Kind of reminds me of the older iPads where it's curved on the edges. Software wise, this has been pretty interesting with this tablet since it first launched. This tablet is one of the few that I've seen that's on Android 17. It does have a new way of running multiple apps simultaneously using floating windows, and it seems like you can go into split screen a little bit quicker with several different ways to do it now. Obviously, when you attach this to the magnetic speaker dock, it turns into a smart home hub for Google Home integration. The tablet also now supports Bluetooth LE, audio sharing, Auracast. So you can pair this to multiple headphones at the same time. So I think they're trying to shift this tablet from something that you would sit in the kitchen to more of a productivity tablet. Apparently this still has 2 years left of software updates. Although now that it just got Android 17, I would guess Android 18 is going to be the last one besides security updates. And of course this has USI 2.0 stylus or pen support. I still don't think it's quite as good as an S Pen from Samsung or the Apple Pencil, but still a nice option to have. It's also nice that it has a fingerprint scanner right there on the power button. Still not sure about the placement on there, but at least it does have one. And it's also nice that you can cast videos from your phone to the tablet almost like it's a TV. I think if you like the software on Pixel phones, you'll definitely like the software on this tablet. It looks like this is only available with the dock right now for $399 on their website. You used to be able to get the tablet by itself for around $299, so just keep that in mind. Unfortunately, everywhere that you look for this tablet, it's out of stock. So I would say they definitely stopped production on this tablet, but I can't help but wonder what's going to be next. Is it going to be a tablet or a laptop? The speaker dock definitely takes things up a notch though, if you plan on using this in your kitchen or just listening to a lot of different stuff. And of course it also works as a pretty nice magnetic stand as well. It does come with 128 gigabytes of storage, but you also have the 256 gigabyte version as well. So still pretty good compared to a lot of other tablets that have came out recently. This has a 10.95 inch IPS LCD display with 1600 by 2560 resolution. I think it actually looks better than you would expect when watching movies, TV shows, that kind of stuff, or if you're playing games on here. Just keep in mind this is only 60 Hertz, so I know some people won't like that, but I still think it feels smoother than you would think. I think it's definitely comparable to the iPad 11 and other tablets in this category. It does have pretty good battery life, lasting about 7.5 hours in my typical battery drain test, so you can easily get a couple days of normal use, especially if you turn the screen brightness down. Now performance-wise, it's got the Tensor G2 processor with 8 gigabytes of RAM, which I think is plenty fast enough for most things. It's going to be comparable to the Galaxy Tab S10 FE, as you can see here by the benchmark results. I think it's also a nice option to game on here, especially if you're going to use the speaker dock. It's definitely going to have better audio when you don't need to use headphones. I think the performance on here is still good enough, even in 2026. Probably one of the best parts of this tablet. The built-in speakers are probably average, but once you connect it to the speaker dock, it definitely takes things up a notch. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of how it sounds. Now obviously the cameras on here are not going to be as good as Pixel phones, or actually most cell phones. Still not bad for a tablet though. You've got an 8 megapixel wide angle on the front, 8 megapixel on the back, and you can shoot up to 1080p resolution for video recording. So you can use this for Zoom meetings and other video conference calls if you need to. Just make sure you have good lighting. Here's a few quick samples just to give you an idea of what to expect. I think this tablet has definitely gotten better after some updates these past couple years, but if you haven't noticed, there's actually a lot of other good tablets out there. And now that you only have a couple years left of software updates, that's going to be right in line with the new Motorola tablet, even the new 13.2 inch tablet from Walmart. So obviously there's a lot to think about. I would say it's probably still worth it if you can get it on sale. I'm not sure that I would pay full price though, and it's definitely still one of the more underrated tablets in my opinion. If you like tablets, phones, and other tech, I've got a lot more stuff that I'm working on. As usual, I'm trying to get out 3 videos each week, so you'll want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.